What is up, guys? Welcome to my top 10, or rather top 5 this week, best Arrowverse moments of the week. The reason it's only Legends of Tomorrow and Black Lightning this week is because the other shows, Arrow, the Flash, and Supergirl, are on break. Supergirl's on an extended 9-week break, and Arrow and the Flash are on a 2-week break, so it's only Black Lightning and Legends of Tomorrow this week, and that is why it is only a top 5, because it's only 2 shows rather than 4. So the reason, if you don't know why Black Lightning is on this list, because he's not technically in the Arrowverse yet. That's just it. I think he's not in the Arrowverse yet. I definitely think he will join the Arrowverse soon. He's on in the CW. It's a DC show. It's gonna join the Arrowverse. It's gotta. There's no way it won't. So that is why I'm including it on the list. Also, because of Black Lightning, Supergirl or Legends of Tomorrow aren't on at the same time any given week. So in general, it would be more difficult for me to find 10 spots with only 3 shows without Black Lightning. Even though today's only 2 shows, so I don't really need to include Black Lightning. But even so, I have to keep it consistent to have Black Lightning on every single week that it's on. So with that in mind, let's get into the top 5 best Arrowverse moments of the week, week 14. Number 5 is Tobias Whale's flashback to seeing his dad torture him for being albino and also hit his daughter. The reason by his daughter I mean the dad's daughter and his sister, the reason I like this scene is because it really fleshes out his backstory and it fleshes out his character. Up until now, he was just a really one-dimensional mob boss villain who, I will say this multiple times, who killed, injured, or tortured the people who worked for him, which I despise it when people in movies and TV shows do that. But Tobias Whale was really fleshed out in this episode, and this flashback really showed that. You see his backstory, you see kind of a little bit what motivates him, or at least how he was affected by his childhood. Definitely had that. And also how his sister said you have to kill your own enemy, your first enemy. You see his first enemy. Also, something I really like aesthetically about this scene is Tobias Whale is like in Tobias Whale as an adult is in the scene and not as a kid. That was a pretty I think the reason they did that is because they probably couldn't find another albino kid actor, which is fine, so they put him in as an adult. But I actually really liked it. I liked how they did it like that. They did it like he's acting for the kid in that scene, in that scene in his life. So those are the reasons this is on the list. It fleshes out his character, and aesthetically it's a pretty cool scene. Number 4 is Sarah and Constantine hook up. The reason this is on the list is because this scene and this episode in general made me realize that Sarah and Constantine would probably make a pretty good couple. They have pretty great chemistry in this episode, and better chemistry than anybody Sarah has been with, and she's been with a lot of people, mostly girls, but this is like the second guy she's ever been with after Oliver, and I feel like she has better chemistry with Constantine than she has with anybody else, maybe other than Nyssa, but all the people in between and Oliver, not really. So I think Sarah and Constantine would make a pretty good couple. It sucks that they're glossing over that and putting her with Ava, but I think this scene made me realize that would be a good couple, and it was a pretty fun scene in general, so it's number 4 on the list. Number 3 is Anissa becomes Thunder on Black Lightning. Technically, she doesn't become Thunder, she doesn't adopt the moniker of Thunder, but she did have a costume, and it was a pretty comic book accurate costume, at least to one of them, the one she used in the Outsiders book. She had her blonde wig, she had her blue and red costume. It was severely similar, and I'd go so far to say it's a better costume than the one she's getting later this season, the one in the poster, and I think she should keep this costume, but she isn't. She's going with the other costume, but this is on the list because Anissa becomes Thunder. It's cool. It's actually pretty cool. Again, she doesn't actually become Thunder. She just puts on a costume and investigates some bad guys, which is, I mean, we're seeing her origin story. We didn't see Black Lightning's origin story at all, at least yet. I think they hinted towards it, but we're seeing her origin story, which is pretty cool. Number 2 is when Zari touched Mullis and he was hurt by it, and he said that she was one of the 6. This is on the list because it is a pretty cool reveal, showing that it shows Mullis' weakness, which is the 6th, which is probably the totem bearers plus one more totem. That's probably what it is, because Zari is a totem bearer, and there are 5 totems, which doesn't add up with the 6. But again, they could add another dark totem that was separated from the rest because it was dark, which is a possibility, but this is not. But one of the six is a pretty intriguing concept, and it shows it's just a cool, intriguing concept, which puts it on the list. And number one, Tobias kills his father. After the flashbacks setting up this moment, it like accumulated with this scene, and it was intense. Tobias killing his father was a huge payoff from the flashbacks, with him killing his first enemy. It fleshes out his character even more so, and it was just an overall really, really intense scene. But anyway, let me know what your favorite moment from the week was in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.